Time. Selfish by nature, and it waits for no one. But tonight, dear listener, we at Penance RPG bring you another tale from the minds of Nikolai Popsky and Artie McNeil. A tale of a village with a hidden secret and a party of heroes racing against the clock. So as we wind up the timer, we bid thee stay a while, for this is one of many variations of our 2019 Halloween story.
Welcome to the Penance RPG Halloween special, this week featuring the lovely Craftians.
Hello.
Hello.
Ooh.
So, who are you? Where do people know you from? And who are you playing tonight? Starting with... Let's start with Hennifer.
Alright, so I'm Cassie. I'm the GM for the Lovely Craftians. You can find me on the Lovely Craftians podcast. I'm playing Henny Dove Fluid. She is a Erica mage. And I think that's all you need to know for right now.
Yep, that's fine. Next is Behemoth.
Hi, I'm Samantha. I'm also from the Lovely Craftians podcast. I play Cora, and today I'm going to be playing Behemoth, who is a tabaxi fighter based on my cat.
Behemoth. Who has an Instagram.
Yes.
You should check it out.
Yes. Queen Behemoth 666.
Adorable. Next we have Evelyn.
Hello there, I'm Sade. I'm also from the Lovely Craftians. I play Ambrosia Dubois. I am going to be playing Evelyn Erdy. I'll be the elf thief on the team today. Yeah.
Okay, and finally we have Sophie.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I'm also from the Lovely Craftians. I play Ruby there, and today I'm playing Sophie Selvo, who's a halfling fighter.
Okay, so you have met the cast for this evening. Let us progress to the story. As per usual with these Halloween tales, you have responded to the request for work on the wall of a tavern. And as you wait in the tavern, eventually a sort of middle-aged looking man in a rather dirty looking long leather trench coat walks into the room, and he walks up to you and introduces himself as Christoph Raducan. He tells you that the job is to go and find one of his friends and one of the best beast hunters in his guild, a man by the name of Wilfred Barsh. He tells you that Wilfred left to go down to the small village of Dorohirsk to hunt what is described as a vampire after a series of about 6 months of letters from the council of Dorohirsk claiming that although they've only had dead animals turn up that have been completely drained of their blood, they definitely have a vampire. What do you want to know?
So are we having a conversation with this guy right now?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not going after people, how do you know that it's a vampire for sure? Have you seen it?
All we know is that this village have sent us letters every week for the last 6 months claiming they have this vampire, and Wilfred, being Wilfred, decided that he would just go and make some easy gold by going to try and kill it, really, because as we all know, it's midsummer right now. Most vampires are not typically out in the open, so the fact that this vampire has been active all summer has been quite weird.
Has it gone after any particular animals or just any and all?
They just mentioned animals. They didn't mention what. All the letters were really badly spelt, but they got the gist, and usually something this unprofessional we wouldn't bother with, but as we said, Wilfred kind of thought it would be some easy gold.
Has Wilfred gone missing before for long periods of time?
Typically not. He does get quite into his hunt and can get quite obsessed, but typically he usually responds. I mean, at this point it's been a month since he went down there, and it's been 3 weeks since we last heard from him.
He went down there alone. And
Yes.
Has anyone in the village mentioned anything? You haven't heard any letters back from them mentioning
Just-
him?
Our letters just come straight back from the inn saying not known.
Oh.
Does he normally go off on his own for these hunts?
He's usually quite solitary.
Maybe he just didn't make it there. He was way late, or he got a different job or something.
We've
But
got proof that he was there for at least the first week. After that, we've received nothing.
Does he keep the habit of staying in touch or letting people know where he is when he's like changing his mind or changing his goal?
Usually he understands that the guild wants to make sure that he's not been killed.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not mother hens, but we do like to know at least once a week that the hunt is still ongoing.
Right.
Has anyone else gone missing in this time period besides him? Is it just him and animals?
It's just really him that's gone missing for this job, really. I mean, he's an experienced beast and vampire hunter. He shouldn't have just gone missing from something as simple as this.
So he's experienced with vampires.
I mean, aren't we all? Yes. Yeah, definitely not the first time I've ever done this.
Finger guns.
I mean, look at these guns, and Henny brings up her little wings and she flexes, and a whole lot happens.
It's impressive.
Yeah. I'm absolutely terrified.
Blown
Yeah,
away.
I thought you might be.
Are you familiar with Dorohirsk?
I'm not. Could we get a little bit more like history of the land?
Background.
Dorohirsk used to be the small village where the royal family, God rest their souls, used to spend their summer time, and they used to bring quite a lot of tourism to the small village. The royal family, as we're all aware, died a few years ago due to that horrible plague. So ever since then, the tourism to this small village has been pretty minor. They now seem to mostly be known as a turnip production farm area, nothing really to note since the royal family passed on. We were obviously initially convinced that the only reason that they thought they had a vampire was to try and generate tourism by causing a vampire hunter to come down and be in their village for a while, because as we all know, vampire hunters are quite intriguing to a lot of people, and some people do like to follow around to find out what they're doing.
That is true.
Are there any other people trying to hunt this vampire that you know of besides
We've not sent anyone else down.
after he went missing?
No rival guilds in the area.
They seem to contact just us for some reason.
Not suspicious at all.
Do they normally only contact one guild, or do they put the call out to whomever?
They've just put the call out to whoever. We seem to be the only one to answer it.
Oh,
No.
probably fine.
Does Wilfred have any known enemies or anything that this
Yeah.
could have been a
he's-
trap?
He's been a beast hunter for 27 years, but it wasn't, directed at him. He was just one that picked it up, so couldn't have been
Interesting.
a trap in that regard.
Well, I'm pretty satisfied.
I am too.
How do we get there? I mean, I guess how do you all get there? Because I can just fly.
He tells
What?
you that there is
Okay.
a coach that takes about half a day to get there.
All right.
It will leave tomorrow morning, and he says that, as with tradition for his guild, he will pay you all 50 gold now and 50 gold again when you return.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, it's not flying, but I'll take coach.
Better than walking.
You did there.
He tells you that if you're all happy to take the job, he will send a rider tonight to let them know we reserve some rooms in the inn for you, but you should only need about 3 days to stay there.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Is there anything that has struck you as odd aside from your friend's disappearance about all this?
Only this amateurishness of the letters from the council. They seem really badly spelled, and I don't seem to follow the logic of why they think it's a vampire when all they've had is some... In fairness, they have had animals drained of their blood, but there's no people being taken by it, so it doesn't seem immediately concerning, but Wilfred's Wilfred.
Well, maybe we'll stop by this council first and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, he asks you if you have any other questions before he goes.
No.
None that I
I don't. I'm probably going to think of something like the second we leave.
Okay. So he stands up, he chucks you all your 50 gold each and takes his leave. After a couple more drinks, you retire to your beds, and the next morning you wake up. You bounce in a coach, and the coach sets off. As it's just getting into evening, you climb the last hill and descend into this very small hamlet that is Dorohirsk. There are 6 main locations in Dorohirsk that you can see. They are the castle. It looks like a keep. It's quite a small castle in comparison. It has one massive wooden door with like studded metal points all the way along it. It looks quite sturdy, like it's held back a fair lot of advances over the years. You see the blacksmith and stables, which looks to have a youngish looking man working away at an anvil, and some stables next to him. You see the town hall, which has quite nice architecture about it. It seems the town hall and the inn and the fountain in the town square are the only 3 pieces of architecture that seem to have had any money put into them. Everything else seems quite basic and simple in comparison. There's the inn, as I just described, which looks like it takes anyone that needs to have room and board for the evening. There's the town square, which has the massive fountain, as I described, and a couple of small, they look like sort of stalls, but they're not open at the moment because it's in the evening. And finally, looming over the whole town seems to be this massive, sprawling graveyard with this huge tree that seems to dominate the middle of it. As we're getting into early evening, your first choices of where you can go is the blacksmith stables, the town hall, and the inn. Where would you like to go?
I'm kind of interested in talking to the smith guy since he's still out and about.
Maybe he's seen something? Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm into it.
Blacksmith sound good.
We're gonna go talk to the blacksmith.
So you climb off the coach and you walk over to the blacksmith stables area. As you walk over, you hear a very harsh accent man say,
I am doing you a favor. If these arrows are not fixed by tomorrow, I will not be paying you. I have already paid far too much gold to you for these shit arrows. What are you doing? What kind of blacksmith are you?
Well, I only really make tools. I don't really make weapons.
Bah! How hard is it to make a bladed edge for an arrow? It's not hard. Bah!
At this point, you see a man in a sort of filthy leather coat walk past you and start heading towards what looks like the graveyard. What do you do?
Can I stop that man?
You can, yes?
All right, I'm gonna like put a hand on his shoulder and be like, "Hey, hi there. Where you going?"
Oh, not another one.
Yes.
Hello, yes. How can I help you?
You seem pretty upset.
I'm just sick of this. Wait, are you one of the villagers?
No, I'm
thank
here.
God.
Oh, okay.
Right, no, I'm just sick of these pigs and overcharging me.
Oh, yeah, I get that. You know, when you're an out-of-towner, they like, those prices go up, am I right?
Yes, every time it seems they charge me more. Sick of these people.
So you're getting a lot of arrows, huh?
Yes, I want them for my crossbow, but these people don't understand bolts. They understand arrow, but they never understand bolt.
I get that. Are you doing some hunting around here?
I've been paid to kill their vampire. Problem is, their bastard people won't leave me alone.
Oh, they're bothering. I'm so sorry. I'm Behemoth, by the way. I didn't catch your name.
Wilfred.
Oh, Wilfred. So you were sent here to catch the vampire. We were sent here to make sure you're alive.
What? Who would care if I'm alive?
Your guild.
What, Christoph? Why is Christoph bothering you? He's always checking up on me. I mean, it's only been, a week since the last time I spoke to him?
They were worried, and I think it's actually been a little bit more than that since I heard from you.
I've been sleeping in a field for the last month.
That's just my life.
These bastards don't believe that bitch in the inn. Fucking cow.
Is she really a cow?
Gigantic fat bitch she is.
Oh. Okay.
Don't you be talking bad about Miss Rosa.
Shut up, you! I don't talk to you anymore till you make my arrows.
Okay. Wow. A little testy. I guess field sleeping would do that. So we can find you in the field, or are you going to that graveyard, spooky graveyard?
I'll be back up the tree watching that castle door.
Oh, the castle.
Yes, I'm there every night until I kill this vampire. If
So
these
the vampire's
bastard
been-
villagers will stop talking to me. I'll
What have they
kill
been
it this
talking to
night.
you about? What are they bothering you about?
Oh, don't start me.
Okay.
The number of times they come up to me and they're like, I want you to bless my child. And I'm like, I'm not a fucking religious person. But they're
Wow.
like, oh, we've been told you're blessed by God. And I'm like, oh, fuck you all.
Yeah, wow. That must be horrible. Children in general, I'm just like, ugh, gross.
Don't
Get that away
start
from me.
about the bastard children.
Yeah, they're just
They
covered in
sing.
boogers.
Dear God, they sing. Why
Oh, they
do they
sing?
sing at me? Jesus
They
God.
sing at you. That's just rude. Wow, okay. Have you seen the vampire?
I've almost killed him countless times. If these
Oh,
bastard
interesting.
villagers wouldn't keep getting in my way, I would kill them.
Oh, so like, you got the vampire in your sights and then they like throw a baby at you and you're like, God.
I know, I get the vampire in my sight, and then as I'm just about to squeeze down on my trigger, all I hear is, hey! And I'm like,
It's like trying to do a jab here. Wow.
they seem to just wait until I need them to not shout at me, and then they break my concentration.
So you've seen that vampire. That's crazy.
It's a scrawny creature that live in the castle. I don't
In the
know if it is a
castle.
vampire or not, but I'm paid to kill it anyway.
Hey, right? Don't ask too many questions. Then you lose money, right?
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're probably gonna just chit chat with the smithy here, but we can catch you at the castle?
Ugh, this pig. Ugh, I'll be
Well.
in the graveyard.
Oh,
And he
well,
trudges
enjoy.
off back towards the graveyard. At this point, you notice the sort of blacksmith sort of looking up, kind of like, has he gone? And then goes back to his work.
Well,
While Behemoth was talking to Wilfred, Henny's gonna go over and be like, wow, that guy, piece of work. Are you
Oh.
okay?
Don't you start. He's bloody terrifying when he gets angry.
Yeah, you sure seem like it. I could hear him cursing up a storm.
Oh, he's been getting worse in the past few weeks, aye.
Why do you think he's been getting worse? Like, worse than that? Did he
he's
start
just-
nice?
He's just a grumpy guts, apparently. We've been told by the town council, to just respect him, but he's just really grumpy all the time. We all try and be nice to him, respect the fact he's come to our village, give him that good old rustic charm. He don't have any of it. And after last week, when he shot Mr. Goggins, none of us really want to talk to him much, but we're still trying.
Why did he shoot Mr. Goggins?
Oh, well, you see, Mrs. Goggins said something to him, so Bill there started telling Mrs. Goggins she could suck cocks in hell. So Mr.
Oh.
Goggins said, my wife wouldn't do no such thing, I challenge you to a duel. And Bill there said, you don't want to challenge me to a duel, I'll kill you. And Mr. Goggins said, I don't care what you said, you insulted my wife. And then Bill shot him in the face.
Oh.
right for the face.
I think it's a little much to hope that Mr. Goggins is okay, right?
Oh,
Like,
Mr. Goggins has been long dead. He's been dead for about a week now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good grief.
Wow. Yeah, you don't really recover from a face shot.
Right
So
through
what
the
do you-
eye it was.
That's a heck of a shot. I feel bad for Mr. Goggins. I feel bad for Mrs. Goggins.
Oh, well, you see, she's not been helping things. Ever since she went back to work, she's been telling them children of hers to sing songs about him.
What does Mrs. Goggins do?
She's a teacher.
Oh. What does she teach?
Oh,
Everything?
she just teaches the
Turnips?
children. She's all we've got. Now, the problem is, she's been teaching them to sing about how Bill there is a bird. And he sits up that tree like a bird. And Bill don't like no song about him, especially about him being a bird.
Well, what's wrong with being a bird?
Oh, I don't know. You have to speak to Bill about that.
I don't think I want to do that. He sounds kind of mean.
Oh, he's very grumpy, is Bill. He punched Ernst's wife the other day.
Oh,
What? Why did he punch her?
Well, according to Ernst, this is just according to Ernst's mind, according to Ernst, she said, "Good morning, Bill, have a happy day," and Bill punched her in the face.
Sounds like a very, very angry man.
Oh, he's a character, alright. That's why Zartarosa had to throw him out the inn.
I take it that's why he's sleeping in the graveyard there.
Well, he sleeps in some field. I don't know where it is exactly, but he spends all his night in that graveyard. He's not good to old Gizadek's plants either. Steps all over his crests, pulling out all of his plants. Not respectful at all.
Worst. The worst. So what's he doing here?
Well, he's here to hunt that vampire.
You don't seem terribly bothered by the vampire.
Well,
Have you seen
you know, it killed one of the horses.
it? Oh.
Well, it
That's
said
not good.
killed. I found it. It was, covered in blood. And poor thing had to be hit with a head and a shovel to kill it.
Oh, that's too bad.
And he's killed many a dog and a few goats as well.
Hmm.
Every time we find an animal, it's been bled pure dry.
None of your villagers or your neighbors have been really affected by it, aside
We've
from
been
the
hearing
animals.
sounds that some of the villagers in nearby villages have been taken down by something quite chronic, and one or two of them have been killed by something. We're wondering, well, the town council believe that one of them, don't eat and shit or something like that.
Yeah, it's a good rule to have.
Yeah.
So it's other villages have been affected, but not this one.
Oh, well, we've been hearing lots of things from nearby villages about people being attacked, but we've not had any here.
Interesting.
But
What
my
are the other
horses-
villages?
My
And
horses
how
are
are
all...
they close?
Well, the nearby villages are about a couple of days' ride away at least, I suppose.
Oh, that's far.
Well, we don't ride the horses as hard as they do in the town, but, country roads and all. A couple of days' ride, depending how far away they get. But those villages, they don't really like talking to us. They had a big falling out with Uwe.
With who?
Who's Uwe?
Uwe's the town council.
What happened with the town council?
Well, Uwe apparently went to their town and started trying to drum up telling them how great our town was, and they told him to get the fuck out of there. He's not a man to take that lightly, is Uwe.
So is he your only town council member?
Oh no, there's 3 of them in there.
Got it.
There's Uwe, there's Ernst, and there's Jacob.
And how did they get to be town council members?
Well, Uwe and Ernst have been in the town council for as long as I can remember. Both in the sort of early 60s now. Last 40 years, they've both been there their whole lives. And Jacob, well, after that business with Jacob's mother, he was taken in, as as a young boy, told how to read and write by Ernst. He works in the town council now.
Interesting. So has anybody been living in that castle over there?
Well, that's where that vampire is.
Well, aside from the vampire, I mean, I know the
Well,
royal family used to live there, but
Royal family, God rest their soul, used to live there.
was it just unoccupied after that?
Oh, it's been sitting open for the last long while, aye. Only about 6 months ago when that vampire turned up.
Oh, 6 months.
Aye.
That's quite a
He
stretch.
turned up and Miss Zartarosa went up and brought him that nice box of goods. And he said, "I don't eat human food," and slammed the door in her face.
Oh.
No.
So you met the vampire.
Well, Zartarosa did. The rest of us have barely seen him. Well, apart from that time I chased him away from that horse. I mean, he was up with that cloak round his neck, and he was doing weird things with his pants.
Weird
Wait,
things?
what-
Like what?
Oh, I don't rightly know. Miss Zartarosa told me not to tell the story to people, so I already feel shouldn't be suspecting. So if she asks you, I didn't tell you, right?
Oh, of course.
Scout's honor.
But I had to chase after him with a broom, because, that's all I had to hand. And he just made this sort of squeaking noise and ran.
Could you mimic the squeaky noise? Like, what did that sound like? We're
Oh,
trying to help
sort
out
of-
with
sort
the
of-
vampire. Interesting.
Aye, he had his cloak around the horse's neck and he tied its head so it couldn't move. And he seemed to be like doing something. Not really sure what he was doing, to be honest, but it didn't look normal.
And the horse did not seem to be enjoying it.
Oh, the horse was very angry. When I untied that horse, it was bucking like mad. Can't go
As
near
we
the
all
horses
be.
now, they all get worried.
So he's a bit of a pervy vampire?
Oh, I don't speak much about that.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Sartarosa told me I'm not allowed to talk about that anymore.
Oh, wow.
Where can we find this Rosa?
She's the barmaid in the inn.
Okay.
Well, that's probably where we'll be staying, so we'll go talk to her and see if she's got any more information for us. We're trying to help with this vampire thing and try to get Bill out of here and out of your hair as soon as possible.
Oh, that'd be nice. I'd be glad to get to see the back of Bill, to be honest.
Yeah, from what it sounds. Yeah.
Definitely seems like a handful.
Oh, he's been a lot of problems, this Bill.
I mean, if he shot a guy in the face.
Well, he keeps coming to shout at me every day. I can't help it. I'm a simple blacksmith. I'm here to make tools for, spades and that. I'm not making to make arrows. Don't know anything about it.
And why should you?
Yeah.
This is just a nice little farming town.
Yeah.
Do you have monsters out this way very often?
Oh, we don't have many monsters. Mr. Uwe was saying that we're not allowed to talk if we do. Because, it's bad for the town.
Well, it sounds like we need to go talk to him then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want you getting in trouble for talking to us.
We'll never reveal our source.
Well, that's appreciated then. If you're looking for Mr. Uwe, usually you find him. He likes doing a sort of speech to the town in the town square every morning.
Good to know.
All right.
Well, thank you. This has been very helpful, and I'm sorry he was yelling at you.
Yeah, quite rude.
Can everyone do me an awareness check, please? So, Henny notices, she hears the sound of the horses being quite unhappy. And as she sort of looks in closer, she sees a quite thin-looking figure creeping up towards one of the horses. And as soon as he sees you, he sort of goes, "Ah!" And he runs,
Hey!
he drops the bucket and he's holding and runs towards the castle. Like
Hey!
full speed.
Wilfred! It's here! I can't get your attention.
I want to start chasing after the surprised
figure.
figure. Yes.
As you sort of chase after him, you notice him run straight through the castle door and slam the door after him.
Ugh, he's just trying to milk your horse.
That's
You what?
disgusting.
He was just
Oh,
here.
that bastard vampire's back. Right. Where is he? Where's me broom?
He just scurried back. I think I startled him.
Oh, that bastard vampire. My poor horses. I'm debating if I should send them off to the near other town. I mean, don't know if they're safe here anymore.
Well, I wonder if maybe the animals are what's keeping that vampire from eating townsfolk? Maybe he's some sort of vegetarian in a sense. Like a humanitarian or something.
Like a pescatarian?
Yeah, except with horses instead of fish. I don't know how much blood is in fish, to be honest with you.
Probably not that much.
So, as the first time slot is finished, your second time slot, your choices are the castle, the inn, or the graveyard. Where would you like to go?
As much as I want to go chase after that guy and be like, "What's the deal, bro?"
Yeah.
and like really puff up my chest and intimidate him because I'm beefy and I got plumage for days.
So beefy.
But I don't know if we have enough information to approach him yet.
Yeah, it seems definitely like we should probably kind of look into things a little bit more.
Well, we could talk to Rosa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like tonight, and then tomorrow morning we could talk to Ove
Yeah.
on the
Uwe,
morning
yeah.
for his speech to the people. You know.
But then again, what if we don't run into this guy again? What if?
Oh, we know where he's at.
Yeah, he apparently has been hanging for a while and keeps on running into that castle.
And I mean, if he's a vampire, probably best time to sneak in the castle would be in the morning.
That is also
This is a
true.
good point. All right.
So
To the inn.
To the inn. So you walk down the hill and across the town square and into the inn. As you walk into the inn, you see a couple of folk sitting around. You see the blacksmith that you were just talking to has also joined you in the inn. He seems to be sitting drinking with what looks like a sort of older man in, again, quite sort of dirty looking clothes. The barmaid, she looks like she's in her early 40s. Quite sort of imposing, but she's got one of those like very rosy faced like smiles and stuff you described probably as rustic charm. So
Well, she looks nothing like a cow. She looks delightful.
Yeah.
as you walk in, she looks over to you and goes, "Hello there. You new in the village?"
Hello. Oh,
Yeah.
hello there.
Hi.
We are indeed. We just got into town.
Oh, that's lovely, that. Are you, and she looks in her arm, and on her arm you notice she has some sort of vague scrawling. She goes, are you the people that are having rooms?
Yes, I believe the guild arranged that ahead of time.
And you see her go, great, and she spits in her arm and starts rubbing the ink off her arm.
I don't need that anymore.
Yeah, don't need that at all.
Right, well, here's your
removal.
keys. And she just chucks like a key at each of you and says, your rooms are just up the stairs. If you need anything, you just be speaking to me. And if you need any food, me daughter will make it. Right, that right, Astrid? In the kitchen, you see this sort of like, that's right, aye. She's cutting onions up at the moment. She's always, a little bit emotional anyways, Astrid, but,
Well, I could go for some food.
Yes, I could go for some food.
I'd love some
It's
food.
been a travel.
Yeah, it was a
I feel
long
like we
travel
should.
day.
Okay, so about 5 minutes later, you've got, this looks like some sort of basic stew brought out to you. It's relatively tasty enough. So
Perfect.
You're sitting eating that, and the barmaid sort of like wandering back and forth between tending the bar and talking to the blacksmith and the sort of older man.
So how do we want to play this? Do we just like jump in and be like, yeah, we're here to kick some ass and take some names? Or are we, so what have you heard about town? Like, what do
That's
we
what I
want
was
to do
gonna
here?
do. I was gonna ask her about what she knew about the vampire.
Vampire.
I
Yeah.
mean, I am all about kicking ass and taking names.
I mean, with a name like Behemoth, it just
But-
seems right.
I feel like this town has kind of had their cups filled with that, with Wilfred. So, maybe
So we're
we
gonna
go
take the
with-
less ashholish.
Yeah, let's ease in.
Be a nice gentle foil to Wilfred's assholery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never gonna forgive the guy. I mean, I'm feeling a dude just because it's kind of.
Yeah, he sounds like a big old
Yeah.
bag of cocks.
Yeah,
So,
just a turd burger.
Yeah.
And you catch more flies with honey, right?
Yep.
yeah.
So we were asking the
I was
barmaid.
gonna call.
Yeah, the next time
Rosa,
she's-
hello.
Hello,
Rosa.
there, love. What
How are you?
needing?
So I had a couple questions. So the guild sent us over to deal with the vampire problem. We came here to find Wilfred, and we did.
Who's Wilfred?
Fortunately.
Bill?
Oh, Bill. Well, you don't
Yeah.
want to be dealing with that bastard.
Yeah, I've heard. We talked to him a little bit, or at least Behemoth did a little bit. Not the most pleasant of guys.
Oh, no, no.
Full of
That old
piss and
business of Mr.
vinegar.
Goggins, he's not a pleasant man at all.
But yeah, so we came to find him, and it seems like he's here, but we also came to deal with the vampire problem a little bit, and we wanted to know if you knew anything about what was going on in town having to do with that.
What about that vampire?
Yeah.
Well, you see, I went up to him the day he got here, and I brought him a nice tray of sweetmeats and all that, and said, hello there, got nice food for you. And he said, I ain't eating that food, go away. And I was like, what do you mean you ain't eating this food? It's good food. I made it myself. And he went, go away. And I'm like, you can't be telling me to go away, I made you all this nice food. And he was very disruptive, he slammed that door in my face.
Ugh, how rude.
Yeah, like who does that? Especially with a full tray of delicious meats prepared by.
Yeah, not very
Sorry, it's my
neighborly. Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
Not right at all.
Ever since what we've learned about that vampire, the whole horse touching thing.
The horse touching, what do you mean?
Horse
Oh, you
touching.
hear that stories, that vampire was chased away from touching that horse.
Touching the horse, how?
Oh, I don't be going into that.
Oh,
All I know
No.
is
Not
Ferdinand
right.
over there chased away that vampire from that horse. With a broom, no less.
Oh, the blacksmith, yes.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
just
it's not
actually
something you
chased
like
him
to talk
away.
about in polite companies, touching horses.
No. We did just stop him from touching
Yeah.
horses again.
Yeah, he ran.
Thankfully.
What, Ferdinand?
No,
No,
the
Oh, the
vampire.
vampire.
Vampire. Yeah.
Oh, filthy matter that. The sooner that bastard Bill gets on with the job, the better.
Why do you think it's taken him so long to finish this? Like, it
Oh,
sounds
he's
like
just a
he's such
grumpy sort.
So he
Not
just
sure what he's got to stay in town for, but he seems to want to stay all the time. I mean, when he first moved in here and he came to the inn, first week down, I told him, right, Mr. Bill, you owe me money, for rent and that. And he said the council were paying. I said the council were not paying. I've spoke to Ernst. Ernst said he ain't giving you a damn penny. And he told me to fuck off. I told him, well, if you're going to have that attitude, Mr. Bill, you can sleep outside. He didn't like that at all. He started shouting at me.
I would have thrown him out too.
Aye.
No one talks to someone like that, especially when they gave good hospitality, like we're getting right now.
Exactly, that'd be my thought.
This ain't a charity.
So why did he think that the council was paying for? Do you think he was just making that up?
He said he
or-
had some agreement with the council about paying his rent and board while he's here. I told him I spoke to Ernst. Ernst ain't saying no damn thing.
Sounds like there might be a miscommunication going on, but that doesn't excuse his behavior.
Like, when did the vampire appear in town again?
About 6 months ago now.
6 months? All right. Has anything happened along that time? I've heard that, yes, like before actually would be good to know if anything happened before the vampire.
Before the vampire? Not really, no. We were a nice, sweet community. You know, get by harvesting the turnips. Mr. Uwe, he arranged this huge big turnip festival we had. But then nobody came. And he said we have to do more to try and encourage people to come to the village. Something about population or something.
Why didn't anyone come to the turnip festival? Was it just out of the way, or?
Oh, I don't really know that. I mean, I love our little village, but apparently a lot of people don't want to travel to it.
When was the turnip festival supposed to be?
When did Mr. Uwe do it? It must have been, turn of the year, the end of winter.
And the vampire turned up after that.
Oh, aye, after that. About a good month and so after that.
So, a little curious, like after the vampire turnip, it started attacking your animals, correct? Not the people?
Oh, aye, I mean, many animals been turned up with no blood in them. You're not really sure what he's doing to them, but they've got this huge big bite mark in their neck.
I've heard from the blacksmith, actually, that like some people had to turn their animals over to neighboring towns so that like they would be safe.
We had a big meeting about it, and the town council said that we should, for safety, either make sure animals were locked up or pass them to a nearby town. That way we don't have to worry about how many horses being killed.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's all the questions I have about that. That's a little interesting.
Yeah, I don't have any more questions.
I mean, we've had a few queer folk live coming here in the past few months, but mostly that's from Brimilda.
Brumhilda?
Oh, aye, Brimilda.
Who's Brumhilda? Yeah.
Oh,
What strange people?
Brimilda's, she's a bit different, let's put it that way. She turned up must have been about 4 months ago now, and, she came to me, she handed me this piece of paper, said I'd like to work for you, and I went, alright, well, you're a bit of a different sort, but, stops me having to, pass on the family business to my daughter, put it that way. I mean, Astrid, I used to be a working girl myself, up and down them stairs every night, but poor Astrid, the one man she took up the stairs, she just cried at him. Poor man, he came down, he was broken. He'd got naked and she'd looked at him and just burst into tears.
Astrid.
Poor man. He came back down and he was dishevelled. He seemed embarrassed for himself. But, so Brimilda turned up and I said, well, this is great. I don't have to have my daughter as a working girl. And then, she put me another bit of paper, say that she cost quite a lot of gold and she wants her own room. And I was like, alright, well, here you go. And then she passed me another bit of paper saying she's a mute and don't ever talk. And I was like, this is very queer. What's going on here? But, the locals all asked her if they could, take her up and have a bit of a rummage with her, if you know what I mean. But she sort of shook her head and said, did some sort of symbol with her hands about looking for a certain amount of gold. And villagers all went, you're not paying that for that. Go around the back alleyway and get it for 1/10 of that.
How many working girls you got in this town?
Oh, we only got the one in Brimilda. The thing is, ever since she came here, we've had these strange gentlemen and women, of course, show up. And they come here, they all look, queerly dressed, to be honest. They're like, finery and all that. And then they
Like
pay this
noble
huge bag of
people?
gold. Brimilda comes in, takes them up the stair, and then they come back down, and they've got eyes like saucers. It's like, something I mean, you know, if she's got that kind of reaction in her, she must be doing something right. You know, when I was a working girl, I never got that reaction.
So, how are they dressed queerly? Like really fancy, like noble people?
Oh, aye, the last man that came in here, that's him over there, and she points over to the corner, and there's a man. He's dressed in quite obvious finery. He looks like he belongs in like a sort of scholars guild. And his eyes are just wide open, and he just looks like he's vacant behind the eyes. And she's like, aye, Brumilda finished with him about 2 hours ago. I mean, look at him. I mean, you can walk up to him. I mean, the best way I've found to wake him back up is throw him in the water butt outside.
I mean, whatever works. You don't happen to think that she might be a magician of some sort, as I am? I would
I
be
don't know
interested
anything
in
about
talking to her.
I don't know
haven't
anything
gone
about
in-
that. She's not got a wand or anything, put it that way.
And you haven't asked for her services to see for yourself what she's doing?
I'm not into that. Not my bell, as my husband used to say.
Fair enough. And she's there, yeah, currently, since that guy's...
Oh, she's out the back. Do you want me to call her?
I don't have a whole lot of paper on me, I'm afraid, for that conversation yet. but-
All right, well, if you want to speak to her, she's out the back chopping wood.
Oh, well, that's helpful.
And as I said, she's a mute. She don't talk. She'll do some weird symbols with her hands, but I don't know if she actually understands people. Because sometimes when you talk to her, she has these weird reactions, and you go, right, well, I'm looking for this, and she just looks at you with a sort of tilt in her head, like a dog would.
When does that happen? Like, if you're asking for commonplace stuff, or
Or when you're just talking to her normally, she just sort of tilts her head every so often.
does she react to sounds, or does she react to, like, you getting her attention?
Oh, if you shout her, she'll react, aye.
But if like a loud noise happens out of her view, would she know about it?
She's got nerves of steel, as Brumilda. You can make a loud crash next to her and she'll just blink idly at you.
Ah,
But she can do her name, even quietly spoken. I know that.
interesting.
So someone talked to Brunhilde, someone talked to the scholarly guy that has glassy eyes over there.
Sounds
I'll go
good.
back to the scholarly dude. I might be able to magic him a little.
Okay.
Not the same way that he was clearly already magicked, because that is not my specialty, but
You're gonna be like, I put a spell on you.
how do you feel about feathers?
Do a little bit of, chicken play.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Who's talking to the scholar?
Henny is, and Evelyn, I think.
Evelyn.
So I guess we're gonna go talk to Bromhilda.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we'll do the scholar first. So you walk over to the scholar. He is literally sitting, like, leaning against the wall, effectively. His eyes are just vacant, and his mouth sort of hanging slightly open. Like he's kind of very quietly gibbering, but he's not really saying much.
Could I do an Arcana check to see if I recognize this sort of reaction from any sort of spell?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, we're gonna try it.
It's not a spell.
Okay, I don't think it's magical. Maybe she was just super good at whatever she did and broke him a little.
Yeah, like it's too good, whatever she did. Like he's gone for a little bit.
It was the best old fashioned he ever had in his life.
Like I don't know if it's probably can I do an intelligence on him to see if it has to do with her wonderful skills or
You can do an
like
intelligence check, see what you find, yes.
alright, I got it.
You sort of walk up to him and poke him in the shoulder. You get no reaction out of him. You sort of look at his eyes really close. You look into his mouth, see if he's actually saying anything. He's not saying much. He just seems to be like his mind's been blown.
Oh,
She
well,
put some sort of whammy on him.
damn Brunhilde, you got it, girl. So yeah, like I'm gonna try to get his attention by snapping in front of his face.
Literally, you can snap in front of his face. You're poking him quite sharply. No reaction.
Does he have like a cup or anything in front of him?
Nope, he's just sitting staring into space.
Okay, I will have taken my cup with me over, and I'm gonna spill it on him, the remainder of my cup.
Yeah,
And
just
see if that-
just throw water over him. No reaction. Barmaid just walks over and goes, "Told you, you don't get a reaction out of him for that. You throw him in the water butt outside and they eventually wake up, but not very quickly."
Well, I don't want him to drown.
Yeah.
Do you know how long this takes? Like, I just motion to his whole, like, area. Like, how long does
Right,
this
well, they usually are like this for about 8 hours.
Oh, God. What is this woman?
I don't know what she does. It's a very queer thing, this. I don't know what she actually does for them when she's up there. But, must be something good if they're, paying that much and they end up like this. And she pokes him literally between the eyes and he just gently rocks his head back and forward again.
Have you ever, gone into her room to see if it... Not that I'm suggesting that you break in. That would be an insane invasion of privacy.
No.
But...
I mean, Astrid cleans it. But apart from her, we don't go into her room. A very private person is Vermilda.
And the sign of a good innkeeper who doesn't go through their clientele's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was a test. You passed. Flying colors.
She looks at you very strange and just goes, "Oh, all right then. Well, I suppose that's a good thing." So at this point, we'll cut to the other half of the group. They walk out the back and they see this literally 8-foot tall Amazonian woman, kind of like a Goliath but slightly beefier, chopping wood, not making any noise, they're just putting it up. Giant axe, slicing through it, cleaning up and putting the next one up.
Well, do you?
No. I insist you go first. I am but a halfling.
I
don't even think
on my shoulder.
I don't even think I can reach high enough to get her attention.
Brumhilda.
She stops and looks at you.
Oh, God.
Hi, I'm Behemoth. What am I supposed to ask her?
She sort of tilts her head to you and sort of as if she's trying to work out what you are.
I'm a tabaxi. I'm here to fight the vampire that's here.
Well, you can ask her about the vampire. She saw him.
Have you seen the vampire?
She just shrugs and then goes back to chopping wood.
Okay, I guess that wasn't the right way of questioning.
Really good at chopping wood. Great technique.
Maybe compliment her on it, maybe.
Great technique on the wood chopping.
She sort of stops, looks at you, shrugs again, and then continues.
You got any questions?
I mean, the only thing I thought of was to ask her about the vampire. Maybe we need to get closer, they said that she can't really hear, so...
Yeah, alright, let's get closer.
Okay, as you move closer, she stops and sort of again tilts her head at you.
Oh, we heard you do services.
Nice.
She again tilts her head, then points at Behemoth. Is it kind of like you?
Oh, no. I'm asking for my friend here, my small friend.
What?
And she looks at Sophie and sort of moves her finger over and points at Sophie with a sort of slightly confused look on her face.
Yeah, so what do these services entail?
She sort of pulls her hands up so palm facing her, and then she turns her hands round and holds up 8, and then closes both of her hands and then holds up 5.
Ooh.
And then goes back to chopping wood.
Is she saying it's gonna be 85?
I think so.
Oh my god, that's more than I brought.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of money. Sorry, looks like your birthday present's not gonna happen.
Yeah, thanks for the present that I didn't really want.
Isn't that all presents? Right. Well, great job chopping wood. We're gonna think about the thing, and you have a wonderful night. Bye-bye. I don't know what else to ask her.
I don't know. Her hand is as big as I am. What are you talking about?
I mean, my God. Could you imagine?
Oh, my God.
And I just stare.
She can imagine exploding.
Hey, it'll rock your world. Right, going back in the inn. It's so long. Bye.
So you've now all regrouped together. What do you want to do?
I'd like to talk with Astrid.
Okay. So you walk up to the kitchen and looks like she's very early 20s girl. It looks like she's chopping onions and she's just going to herself as she's chopping them.
That's how I feel about onions too. Hi, I'm Behemoth. I'm staying in the inn.
She makes the largest snort and wipes this wave of tears and snot off her face and goes, "Oh, Astrid."
Hi, Astrid. Bad night.
She just sort of mutters and sort of gestures towards the onions like she's not making much sense. And at this point, the barmaid sort of walks past and goes, "If you're wanting to talk to me daughter, you might ask her to speak up. She's quite quietly spoken. Gets it from her father, bastard." Carries on.
I'm a little hard of hearing, dear, so if you could just speak up a little. So, you doing okay? Are you alright? You seem a little upset.
She again wipes this massive snot and tears from her eyes and goes, "I'm fine."
Oh, I get, is that just like you're fine, just crying? Not that I mean to pry. I don't mean to, I just see someone sad, gotta bother them.
She again just bursts into tears as if it's the most emotional thing you've ever been around. Just seems very highly emotional person.
So, is Broomhilda nice?
She's fine, yeah.
Do you like living in this village?
Oh, my mom's here, so yeah.
That's good. Did you hear about the vampire?
I killed people, my lose friends.
You're friends with the vampire?
Oh, the vampire would kill my friends.
Oh, the vampire killed your friends.
She just seems to be terrified that her friends are going to get killed by the vampire.
Oh, you're scared of the vampire. Yeah, it's a very terrifying thing, but we're here, we're gonna protect you, so you don't need to chop onions about that. Great talking with you. Do you happen to, clean any of the rooms here?
I clean all the rooms, yes.
And you do a lovely job. I was curious, did you ever find anything, I don't know, maybe strange about Broomhilda's room?
Surprisingly tidy all the time.
Oh, wow. Wow. Because, I hear she's been blowing some minds. Didn't know if there was anything kind of curious about that. I was thinking about getting my friend a gift.
Very dusty at times.
Oh,
Dusty?
Dusty. Interesting.
Dusty?
Yeah. Well, I won't keep bothering you dear. You keep doing what you're doing.
Again, she sort of bursts into tears and goes back to chopping onions.
Oh, okay. I'm not good with emotional people. So, I don't know. What else? Okay, I'm just gonna leave you. I'll leave you to it. Bye-bye.
There's a very sort of tearful bye-bye from Astrid.
Nice girl. Very, very emotional.
We're not out back anymore. Is it possible I can ask Rosa if anybody currently in the inn that does not have their mind blown has had services by Broomhilda before that knows of them?
Well, see, the biggest thing is that she's got quite a large asking price compared to most working girls. I mean, when I was a working girl, we were just happy for the warm drink.
So they don't stick around too long?
Oh, no. Usually they turn up, they pay to see Broomhilda, they sort of sit there all spacey-like for about a few hours, and they get on their horse and leave.
They're pretty much coming out of town almost all the time.
Oh, aye, there's really, really strange men just coming out of town. The last one, that gentleman, points to the man again, goes, came here, he sat down, he tried to sort of come up to Broomhilda, he ended up pissing himself because he'd been drinking too much, and the next day he came back in and he sat there drinking all day because he was terrified to ask her, and finally threw the bag of money at me and just told her he has to know. Very strange what's going on with Broomhilda, but she brings gold in the village. It's quite nice to see at least.
How often do people come to ask for Broomhilda?
Oh, usually we've got one every about 2 or 3 days now.
Wow.
Quite busy.
We had a group last month, there was 5 of them. And all of them wanted to see Broomhilda. Very strange, very strange.
I'm pretty sure she's doing something witchy, but I don't know what.
I'm wondering if it's worth it to wait for someone to come in asking for her.
Well, if it's every 2 to 3 days, this guy over here, this catatonic, was already here, so you might not see anyone for another 2 to 3 days.
But at the same time, if someone comes in with droves of 5, that's something else as well.
I'm not encouraging this because it would be against the law, but if someone's hand slipped into his pockets to maybe see if he had any idea, or a note or a letter or anything that might give us a clue about her.
I can do that.
I'm just saying. I'm not encouraging it because that's against the law.
I understand.
It's quite illegal.
I just wink across at her. And it's just like,
I would never.
I was like, I got you. So I go up to this guy that's like catatonic, and I am going to pickpocket him real stealthy like.
You literally try and stealthily do it. You realise 5 minutes in that he's just not reacting to you. Basically put your hand in his pocket, so you just go, oh, fuck it. Dive your hand in, pull it back out, and you're like, okay, fair enough. You find a couple of things. What you mostly find are trinkets and artifacts that identify him as he's part of the Astronomers Guild.
He's part of the Astronomers Guild. It's always someone from outside of town. They must be coming for a reason. It could be just wonderful lady services, but what if it's something else, possibly? Maybe something that just defies all reasoning logic, possibly? Or it could just be she's just that good, I mean.
You know,
Yeah, what did she look like?
she was
Big.
so big, like throwing my arms up, like very tall. She looked like she could split the wood with her hands.
Would you define her as a goddess?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm shaking my head no.
yeah.
Was she built? Like,
She was tall. She was all of it. She was really chopping that wood. Didn't say much. Let us know the price. It was like 85. Right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
a number with an 8 and a 5 that had no decimals. Good grief.
Well, I mean, look at that guy. That sounds like just pointing to the guy. It's like, this is weird.
I don't know, something's hinky.
I mean, you know, some people are just good at certain things, you know? I don't have to tell you the birds or the bees.
Oh, behemoth. What time do men normally come in asking for Brumhilda?
They come in at all times, really. I mean, this gentleman came in, 2 days ago, had his small incident, and was back the night. I mean, usually they just come in random time, really.
Did she turn up before or after the turnip festival?
Oh, she turned up about 4 months ago.
So it's like,
yeah.
like 2 months after the vampire.
Interesting.
I mean, if you're also interested, you should pull your money together and, have a good time.
I fear for my cloaca. So no.
Well, I'm just gonna... Rosa, if there's another out-of-towner that comes in, they note probably in the morning or afternoon, can you possibly let us know if we're here?
Well, if anyone comes in from out of town is looking for Brumhilda, I will let you know. Where can I find you?
We want to go talk to this council.
Right, well, if anyone comes in from out of town and asks for her, I'll try and send Astrid to find you if she's here.
All right, thank you very much.
So nice of you.
Thank you.
Greatly appreciated.
Okay. Are you wanting to do anything else or turn in for the night?
I think I'm ready to turn in. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I think I can't think of anything else.
Yeah.
Okay. You turn in for the night. Next morning you wake up. Your choices are the castle, the blacksmith stables, the town hall, the town square, or the inn.
Town square, so you
Town
can
square,
catch
Yeah, see Uwe's speech.
Yeah.
So town square, final decision?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, town square. So you leave from the inn and walk out into the town square. You see a couple of stalls that are sort of bustling with a couple of folk. You see the man that you saw the night before covered in mud selling what looks like vegetables and crops from a small stall. You see Astrid sort of wandering around looking at all the stalls and buying a couple of cooking materials. And at the side you see a sort of raised platform where you see an older man in a robe looking like he's preparing to speak.
Everyone, if you'll just gather around, we've got a great thing for you today. Right, if you just start handing them out to everyone, that'd be great. Now, everybody, you need to make sure that you take these with you at all times, because they'll protect you against the vampire. Now, this has been procured for you at great expense by your town council, because we love each and every one of you, and we want you all to stay safe. Now, if each of you take one of these small bags, if you know anyone that's not going to be here, if you take one for them too, that would be great, thank you. And remember, your town council loves and cares about each and every one of you.
And No government who's ever said that is bad.
I don't like that at all.
I'm gonna root through this small bag and see what I can
You
see.
open the small bag, it immediately is just full of a strong, pungent smell, and as you sort of look closer, you see it's full of cloves.
Like clove, not like garlic clove?
No, like cloves.
Huh. I'm just looking at what I have. Oh shit, I didn't put anything in alchemy. Now I feel like an asshole.
Can I do nature? Well, I know she's opening the bag.
If someone else opens the bag, you can smell what it is from where you are, but it's definitely cloves.
I'm gonna open it just because I can smell the pungent smell that she's seeing over there. And I was like, what? Ooh. And I would like to look into it, obviously, but also see if I recognize, based off of nature, possibly, or if there's any weird combination in there.
Yep, sure. Okay, yep, it's just a bag full of cloves.
All right.
Just quite pungent. And you notice the villagers all taking them, smelling them, and going like, oh.
Yes, everybody. You'll know by the pungent scent that you keep the vampire away. So if a vampire comes near you, you'll remember what Uwe tells you and just throw them at him, and he'll go, and run away. Don't worry. It's proven to be effective.
Have you thrown it at the vampire before? Has someone else thrown these things at the vampire?
Oh, hello there. You new in the town? Have you come to live in our wonderful village?
No. I've come to possibly find out more about this vampire.
Oh, the vampire, yes. I mean, it's quite an intriguing story, is it not? I mean, we've got a vampire hunter here. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah. But yeah, so we just wanted to know, you've, put this wonderful, pungent smelling package together for all the vampires.
We heard that cloves are good against vampires, so, we imported some cloves and we're going to give them to each and every one of you. And if you'd come live in the village, we can have some for you too.
Can I do a lore check to see if I know anything about cloves being effective on a vampire?
Yep. You completely believe him. He's selling it very well.
That makes perfect sense. These are very pungent.
Indeed. I can't imagine anyone wanting to come near me with this smell, including a vampire.
Exactly. That's exactly why everybody here should have some cloves, and, if a vampire comes near, we've got another layer of protection about it. Isn't that wonderful?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, thank you. Might I have a word? Do you guys want to talk with him as well?
Yeah.
So
he sort of looks at you with a sort of expectant look and goes,
yes, well, how can I help you? Enjoy your time in my wonderful town.
This man, okay. But yeah, so we came here to, actually hunt the vampire to see if we can get him out of your hair.
Oh, wonderful. Are you a new vampire hunter?
Yes, because it seemed like some things going on with the current vampire hunter.
Oh, I see. Well,
for a
while.
while.
I'll speak to Jacob to make sure we have the funds for more vampire hunters, but more the merrier, I say.
Oh, we've been hired by
Excuse me 1 second. Everybody, we've just been told we've got more vampire hunters here to keep you protected.
And everyone around goes, oh, starts proper creating hop up, and he goes,
yes, no expense is spared for you by your beloved town council, yes. Now, sorry, what were you going to say?
Just that you have such a lovely village.
Oh, thank you. We pride ourselves on creating a lovely, homely environment where everyone feels accepted.
Of course.
But yeah, we were originally sent by the guild to find Bill over there, because he was
Bill, yes. Well, just so you know, we've just passed a new law in the town council that the villagers are not going to speak to Bill anymore. Because we found that this is why villagers keep getting, assaulted.
Murdered? Dueled in the face?
Well, you see, we had a long debate last night between me, Jacob, and Ernst, and, after some nice long cups of tea and beautiful discussion, we mentioned the time when, remember, the lakes used to have this nice golden sun, and we used to sit out for hours and discuss things. Anyway, sorry, where was I? Yeah. Oh, yes, the vampire, yes. So, yes, we decided to discuss amongst ourselves, and Jacob believes that, because Bill is a holy man, that we should leave him alone, and Ernst believes that Bill should be thrown out of the village. Apparently, Bill punished his wife.
Yes, we did hear about that.
why is it believed that Bill's a holy man?
Oh, Jacob says something about we couldn't just hire anyone to do it because it would something to do with damning their soul for all eternity. I wasn't really paying attention, if I'm honest, but Jacob knew the answer. If you have any queries, we can go and speak to him after if you'd like.
I think that would be a lovely idea. He sounds like a very learned young man.
Oh, he's a very, very learned. We're very lucky to have him, you know.
Oh, yes, he's the one that you found and took in.
Well, we didn't find him. We took him into the town hall after, the horrible business with his mother, but, yes. But we took him into the town council, and we've trained him for many years. He's a happy young man. He's the one that writes all our letters, you see.
How old is he now?
Oh, he's in his mid-20s now. We took him in when he was only a child. But me and Ernst, we've been there such a long time that we know the routine back and front, so it's fine.
And what's the issue that would happen with his mother?
Oh, no. That's old business. We don't talk about that in polite company.
It seems like they don't talk about a lot in polite company here.
Could see why they might be concerned about offending visitors, so...
Right.
But I totally agree. This is sketchy as shit. Well, I think I'm gonna go spend some money at these stalls.
Oh, wonderful. Well, after we're all done here, and I've given out some more of these delicious clothes to everybody, we'll all go to the town hall and we'll speak to Jacob. Apparently we've got some meetings. Some young girls had a new policy about vampires that we're going to have a nice debate about. It'll be wonderful.
Oh, I would love to sit in on that.
Fantastic. Well,
debate.
I will be heading there shortly. You join whenever you want to, and we'll speak to you later.
And he sort of bows politely to all of you and goes,
And remember, staying in Doralhurst is good for everyone. Grow the community.
Henny does a very elaborate bow with many of her feathers up and about as possible.
Oh, that's wonderful. Have you ever thought about becoming a spokesman? We'd love someone like yourself to promote the town with such fine... It would look glorious to everyone else. I mean, not like that other neighboring villages where they've got that shit-covered bar.
Well, we wouldn't want to go there. That sounds disgusting.
Of course not. You want to come to the lovely, clean Doralhurst. We've got this beautiful fountain. I mean, look at it there.
And these
gorgeous in
clothes.
its architecture. I mean, I remember when it was crafted. I mean, that was a lovely summer. I mean, I remember I met my first wife then. It was an interesting summer.
He goes off and rambles to himself for about 5 minutes as you're talking amongst yourselves.
Cool. Okay, I don't think we even exist anymore to him.
Yeah.
He's currently telling a story about meeting his wife in a field.
As you do. Field wives. Everywhere.
Magic.
Oh my god, this town is so weird.
Yeah, something weird going on here.
Got
I think everybody-
We got the fondle horses.
They don't really seem horribly concerned about this vampire.
I really have a theory that they've invited the vampire.
I mean, I know that was mentioned potentially.
But then why do you hire a vampire hunter to...
For show? Because
Get more people here, maybe it interests people?
yeah.
He hasn't been super effective either. He's really killed more villagers than he has of
So he's looking to bump up tourism. He might have even brought Brunhilde in, who knows?
Yeah. And every single time he's about to kill the vampire, some villager interrupts him.
Yeah. He just pops by.
But they did just set the law where it was like, don't talk to him since y'all keep dying.
Are they gonna kill him? Are they gonna... What do you think is gonna happen?
I don't know.
Kill what, the vampire?
Maybe because the vampire is not really paying out, they're gonna get rid of him?
Maybe.
Because I can't imagine this has been cheap. And, they handed out all these clothes. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Spice my wine?
Why not?
And use it on vampires, I guess? He was very sure about that, and I can't disagree.
I mean, I couldn't tell you either way.
It's offensive to me, this smell, so I can only imagine
Yeah.
for a vampire it's gonna be worse, right?
Sure.
If it were a pinch of this in a pie or something,
You would definitely taste that.
mealworm stew, that would be fucking great, but this is a lot. Where are they getting this money?
Yeah. Especially because there's not that much tourism, but Brunhilde's been bringing the money in.
Yeah, especially at 85 gold.
Especially if people are coming out of town.
How much of a cut is the city getting out of that?
That's a good question.
Well, I mean, I imagine the inn would be getting a cut of it, and then and there's probably like taxes or something.
Yeah, this is all very strange. I feel like we shouldn't go in gun blazing to the castle. Like,
I wouldn't mind
we should
it.
just like go talk to that guy
Yeah.
and try not to panic him.
To have a conversation with a vampire.
I hate to suggest this, but maybe we should find some animal blood to take to him.
Oh, maybe.
Like, could we
Peace
catch some
offering?
squirrels or something?
Ugh.
Well, you're not suggesting we kill a bird or something. We're not
No.
barbarians.
I think we should just break the door in, grab him by the collar, and just shake him a bit.
What
Is there a
happened to
butcher
the
in town?
catching more flies with honey?
That was for the villagers.
Okay.
This is a vampire.
Is that really guilty of much aside from molesting horses, which
Well,
is a crime, but
Apparently no one's actually seen him drink any animals. Like, they just seen the aftermath.
Yeah, but the blacksmith was like, other villages are apparently missing people.
we don't know if it's this guy.
Villages that are really far away. Like,
Yeah.
for him to come back and always be here is kind of weird.
And they're not super worried about him. Like,
Well, I mean, they're passing out clothes.
they're not like torches and pitchforks going to raid this castle.
Clothes, like, oh, make sure you're safe because see how pungent this is. And also, it's only eating animals, so you should be fine. Plus, we have a vampire.
And now we have 4 more vampire hunters, which they're putting on display pretty hard. They're working this angle.
And keep in mind, like, we were only told to find this guy and he's fine.
Is he
Technically,
still-
our job is done.
Yeah.
Technically, our job's done. We should leave, but this is too weird.
Is Ove still talking about the field wives?
He sort
You
of
noticed?
slowly finishes conversation, then sort of had a sort of like, and realizes that he's all sort of moved on, and he sort of comes back and goes, oh, well, I'll get on with other things then. And he starts handing out more clothes and sort of walking around going, yes, take that, yes, just keep them on you and pass. If you ever see a vampire, just throw it in his face. Right in the face.
I have no reason to believe that would not work.
Yeah, let's smell.
Yeah, he's sort of wandering around, talking to everyone, handing these bags of clothes out, and then you notice him that he wanders into the town hall.
He's just very like, you're all indebted to us because we love you so much.
Mm-hmm.
It's all very we happy few, and I'm not here for it.
Yeah, like, is there a butcher in these stalls that are selling food?
There's no butcher, no. The only stalls seem to be one stall selling vegetables and a couple of stalls selling like a couple of knickknacks and stuff, but nothing really major.
I mean, they did send all their animals away.
That's fair, because like that would have been a great opportunity to get some like blood, possibly, or like.
I mean, we technically have animals.
Excuse me?
We just have to steal it from them.
Yeah, she's talking about us.
Excuse me, I'm not an animal.
I don't understand your tone, and I refuse to respond to it.
What do you guys like to do? Would you like to go to the castle? Honey versus vinegar?
I think maybe let's talk to Jacob first, since they're going there right now, and then
I'll just tell you the choices for the next time slot, and you can tell me where you want to go. Your choices are the castle, the blacksmith stables, the town hall, and the inn. So, up to you where you want to go from there.
Town hall?
town hall.
Okay.
Yes.
When you sort of walk up, you hear a conversation going on inside. Would you like to listen, or would I just walk straight in?
I'm gonna stay out and listen.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna listen to.
As you sort of stay outside, you hear,
So, Jacob, how's your day going? I've just been outside handing out bags of cloves. I feel like I'm making a difference, Jacob.
that's very nice, Uwe, thank you.
Good. Now, what did we have on for the day? You said there was something about a girl with a vampire thing.
Yes, Uwe, we've brought Astrid. I mean, you know Astrid, Zartarosa's.
Oh, Zartarosa's daughter. Well, you're wonderful here. Thank you, dear. Now, what have you brought for us today?
She overheard from Bill, in fact, that steaks are good against vampires.
Steaks, you say? Well, I mean, that's a game changer about there, isn't it, Jacob?
Yes, Uwe.
How much would it cost to get each villager a pound of steak?
Well, we can look into the import tax, Uwe.
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, how much of a morale boost would that be to the village if we gave everyone a pound of steak? I mean, I'd love a
So
pound of
cool.
steak. I mean, at very worst, I mean, we could have a nice big fry-up at the end, and we can all have a good slap-up meal.
Yes, Uwe, I'll have a look at it.
Good, good. And well done, dear. You're making a difference to the community. That's a girl. She always cry like that, Jacob.
She's happy, Uwe. She cries at everything.
Oh, wonderful, dear. You're making such a difference to the community. That's it. Yeah. Now you just sit there and just, yes, that's a smile. That's it. Fantastic there. Now, Jacob, let's import everyone a pound of steak. I think the budget can stretch to it, can't it?
Well, the vampire budget is getting quite expensive, Uwe. I mean, we've only just got enough to pay Bill.
Oh, don't worry about Bill. The boy can't hit a barn door in 50 paces. Just worry about getting everyone that pound of steak and we'll go from there.
See, now, I think I understand here. So, the cloves, maybe like Bill said, like, you need garlic cloves against vampires, and then he took it as actual cloves, and he's thinking the steak, the steak to the heart, is actually like beef steak, and he's taking everything. That's just me.
So he's senile as fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know if cloves or, a nice ribeye would kill a vampire or not.
Can I do a lore check, like, of my knowledge as well? Like, just to see, like...
to see if actual steak or ribeye would kill a vampire?
Sure,
No, like-
roll. As far as you're aware, there is no logical way that a steak could kill a vampire. Of that kind, anyway.
Like a beef steak. And I'm like, that's not correct.
But now I'm just hungry.
Yeah, like, adds cloves to steak.
Yeah.
Marinate. Some salt and pepper.
Okay, so you're still outside. It's up to you whether you knock and go in, or whether you just walk straight in.
No, I'm just gonna go in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you just walk in, and he goes,
Ah, wonderful. Now, Jacob, we have 4 more vampire hunters in town. Look at them here. Here we go. I mean, look at the plumage on that one. It's wonderful, isn't it? I mean, imagine what happened if people could find out that such a majestic creature is hunting our vampire.
Uwe, have
Henny
you hired
is-
more vampire hunters? We can't afford any more.
Oh, don't worry, Jacob. You're being too pessimistic. You're like Ernst. Be more positive. I mean, look at the plumage. It's wonderful. People will come from miles around to see such a beautiful creature and hunt vampires.
Well, I can send some notes out, Uwe.
Good, you'll get on to that, Jacob. Now, how can I be helping you, my wonderful friends?
I'm the only one in here. Matters. I'm just preening at this point. Yes, I am a vampire hunter, aren't I? We actually wanted to speak with Jacob.
That's all right.
You spoke so highly of him. We just couldn't
Oh, yes, well,
talk to him.
this is Jacob. He's a young scholar. He's wonderful, isn't he, Jacob? He does all our letters, you see.
Jacob just looks at you just like, hello. Just nods and just goes, how can I help?
So you've been right into the guild for a little while.
Well, we've only been applying for about 6 months. I mean, that's about normal for a response for a vampire, isn't it?
Yeah. So how's Bill been in the town?
Oh, Bill's wonderful. I mean, villagers don't take that kindly to him. I mean, we've had to just pass the bill about, don't talk to Bill, which I found hilarious because I named it the Don't Talk to Bill Bill. I thought it was rather amusing.
Right to the point.
And Jacob's just looking at Uwe with just kind of like, for fuck's sake. And Jacob sort of goes, well, most of the time, I think Bill's good for the village. I mean, he's a holy man. I mean, bringing a holy man into the village to hunt the vampire is far better than, Ernst's suggestion, which was just we hire the local rabble. I mean, I personally couldn't deal with having the blood on my hands of damning an entire village.
Who told you that he's a holy man?
Well,
How
he's,
did you come upon this?
But when we applied to the guilds, they told us that, their hunters go out and hunt beasts and all the such of aberrations, as it were. So, if they hunt aberrations, they must be blessed up above that they have the permission from God to hunt these things. I mean, you can't just take up arms and go and kill any creature. I mean, if God's on your side, then you should be able to, get sort of repented for being able to kill these creatures and not suffer eternal damnation, if as it were.
Sure.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
As I told Ernst, I mean, you need to hire proper channels. You can't just get any old rabble. I mean, if I damned a small child's soul to all eternity just for they killed a vampire, I mean, I wouldn't feel right. I mean, it'd tarnish my soul for knowing that I tarnished theirs.
That is such a precious attitude.
No, Jacob's open-minded one. He does the sort of, what would people feel? I think it's wonderful. It's better than just me and Ernst talking, sitting in a bar somewhere discussing what we should do next. It's far more interesting. We get some proper argument debates going on now. I really love it.
That young blood.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yes. I mean, Ernst is like me in a way. He's very set in his ways, but don't think of it, Jacob. Where is Ernst? I've not seen him for a while. And Jacob sort of goes, I saw him going into the inn, Uwe. Oh, well, it must be 5 o'clock somewhere. Anyway, now, is there anything else you'd like to know? I mean, I'd love to show you around the village, and tourism and all that is wonderful, but I'm a little bit busy, but we can definitely do something soon. I mean, if you'd like to come live here, as I said, we obviously have a couple of houses we've just opened and cleaned.
You opened up a couple of houses?
Oh, yes, we've, they had a few recent deaths, but, they're now open and cleaned and free for new families to come live in. I mean, wouldn't you like to rehome your family in the beautiful village of Dorohersk?
Absolutely, but I am terribly superstitious. Did these people die in the houses? And if so, by what cause?
Oh, how did they die, Jacob?
Well, Mr. Morley was trampled by a horse.
There we go, that wasn't superstitious at all.
This one died of old age.
There we go, that one's fine as well. What about the third one?
Third one eloped, apparently.
Bastard.
Did this all happen relatively close to each other?
Most of them happened in the past about 3 weeks or so.
We've got a beautiful community, and everyone comes together apart from that bastard that eloped.
Who was that bastard who eloped?
Who was it, Jacob?
Oh, that was, he sort of strolls down a couple of pages. That was Mary.
Oh, I always hated Mary. Her mother was a real sour-faced cow.
Where did she elope to?
She eloped to the city, apparently. She said that she didn't care about the town anymore and wanted to leave. Something about meeting the man of her dreams.
Was that a note?
How can you say that when you've got such fine examples of manhood here in the village like yourself, Jacob?
Yes, Uwe.
See, you'll never get a partner if you don't get out there, Jacob. I mean, you'll spend far too many hours in here stuffed up with these books. And I was married twice by the time I was your age.
How many times have you been married?
Oh, I've kind of lost count now. It's been at least 4 or 5. He just sort of looks at his fingers. He's got 8 rings on his hand. He's just like, been a few times.
Life just happens. It's just crazy that way.
Life just happens and you just keep on going.
Exactly. Life just happens, and, whenever it sort of sparks a moment you want to tell the right person that they want to marry you. I mean, what about Astrid there, Jacob? Would you not take her?
And Astrid bursts into enormous tears, and Jacob's like, No, Uwe, it's fine. I'm quite happy being a bachelor.
Oh, well, you can't manipulate everyone's lives. Anyway.
And just turns to you with sort of rubbing his hands together and goes,
So, how can I help furnish your experience in Dorohersk?
That is a great question.
About this woman that, eloped. Damn her, right? Yeah. But in terms of her, how do you know she eloped? Did she say it? Or was there a note? Or...
Jacob?
She came in and spoke to me, Uwe, and she told me that she was leaving. Did she not, have any remorse? No. Oh.
Interesting.
Bitch.
So, was this, all these things that you just described, is Jacob the one that reports them?
Oh, Jacob's the one that is here the longest. I mean, he's here most nights. I, for one, decide that I used to have a tipple in the tavern every night, but I'm trying to cut down because, my current wife likes to cook these massive meals, you see. And, I need to be home in time to eat them. I mean, it takes me all night to eat them.
What a problem to have.
I know, but we've just signed a great deal. You'll love this one. We are going to get everyone a pound of steak. Now, isn't that an incentive to come live in our wonderful village?
A pound of steak?
Well, it sounds delicious.
Exactly. Everyone gets a nice, juicy pound of steak. Keep that on them. The vampire will be vanquished in no time. Even if it's vanquished early, we can all have a nice, big meal.
The meal part sounds fine.
Do you think a meat steak is what kills vampires?
Oh, that's what Astrid said, isn't it, Astrid? Yep, see, there we go. The young girl overheard Mr. Bill talking about steaks killing vampires. I mean, if Mr. Bill says it and he's a proper vampire hunter, then, we've got to at least consider it. And, I think that getting everyone a pound of steak will raise the morale of this village immensely.
Do you mean like a wooden steak? Like through the heart? Or are you talking about
What is a
meat
wooden steak, Jacob?
Oh, it's a sort of long, sharpened piece of wood, Ove.
Oh, no, it can't be one of those. That's,
steak.
what use would that be to anyone?
Well, you're supposed to stab a vampire through the heart to kill it.
Yeah.
The steak, you say? Well, how about we compromise, Jacob? We get that wooden thing as well, and we sort of skewer the other steak on a steak.
Yes, Ove, I'll look into it.
That way we cover both grounds, which is always the best way in my book.
Best of
Good
both
compromise.
worlds.
Hesitate to have bloody meat on people just because the vampire seems to have been eating animals?
Yeah.
Well, yes, but I mean, that way people can throw the meat at the vampire, and the vampire will stop to eat the meat.
Oh,
and then they can rot. The villagers will stay healthy.
Good
Yeah.
I mean,
But
apart from the 2 or 3 people who we know are sick, this village is very healthy.
who's currently sick?
Well, after the whole Rainbow Tabard incident, 2 or 3 people are quite sick, but Jacob tells me they're, what's the word you use, Jacob? And Jacob just looks at him just blankly, just like, I have no idea what you're talking about. They're always ill, or say they're ill. What's the word? And Jacob just is like, do you mean hypochondriac, Uwe? Yes, that's the word. Hypochondria. That's the word. Yes. Jacob, how would you explain the Rainbow Tabard to these people?
Jacob sort of clears it. We had an idea, because vampires prey on the sick, invest in a tabard. And whenever someone was ill, they would get to wear the tabard and everyone would be nice to them and look after them. Problem was, we had a few people that constantly thought that they were iller than each other. This ended with a giant riot in the town square. With 2 people screaming that they are sicker than each other, and then ripping the tabard off each other. And after that, we kind of realized that there's problems with allowing a tabard that lets people show that they need to be loved by everyone else.
Ah. Well, they're attention seekers.
That's the word. Well, that's what you call them anyway, Jacob.
Yes, Uwe.
Interesting. Any other questions?
Does Jacob go outside very often? You said that he kind of stays here all the time.
Yes, Jacob's the one that stays here all the time, and he does all the writing up, don't you?
Well, Ernst didn't keep the best records, Uwe. I mean, I've been looking through them and trying to at least get these minutes in order, but Ernst only seemed to write about what he was involved in.
Oh, that's Ernst for you. He's a lovely man, but he doesn't see the point in things that don't concern us.
Where is Ernst right now?
Well, I think Jacob said he saw him go into the tavern. You can't miss him. He's a jolly man with a large sort of belly laugh and a large moustache.
All right.
Jacob just looks at Uwe and goes, I've never heard him laugh, Uwe.
I mean, he used to laugh all the time, Jacob. He's got a very hearty sort of ha-ha-ha laugh.
Never heard him laugh at all, Uwe.
Oh, well, he used to laugh before, Bill punched his wife.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
That Bill.
Oh, yes. Dastardly character, but, needed.
What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to...
Unless I would just go storm the castle.
Of course, with a name like Behemoth. Well, alright, well, either we storm the castle, because it's day now, we can...
Probably be the best idea to go now during the day since it's a vampire.
Getting into early evening at this point.
Oh.
Well,
now's the
not
best time.
night.
So, your choice is castle, the blacksmith stables, the inn, town square, and the graveyard.
Oh, one other thing. Astrid. Hi. Did you hear about anyone coming to the inn that was probably asking for a Brumhilda?
She shakes her head.
No? Alright, well, thank you.
I've recently noticed that Ernst has become quite obsessed with Brumhilda. I'm not really sure what he sees in her. I mean, strapping young girl, I fully admit, but, I don't really, see it. Do you see it, Jacob?
No, they've never really interested me in that way.
Yes, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to be thrown around by that one in my youth, but nowadays I prefer a sort of hot cocoa approach.
Hot cocoa approach.
Hot cocoa approach.
Right.
Yes, well, thank you for that insight. What are you guys gonna do? Like, there's the inn, you can talk to Fairness, and apparently he's obsessed with Broomhilda, or we can storm the castle now.
I say we storm the castle.
Well, not storm it, but like, let's be nice about it.
Do we need to warn Bill that we're going there so he doesn't shoot us?
Maybe.
Seems like too much work.
No.
Well, all right, let's roll those dice and see.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
So you head out of the town hall. You walk up long and round and up the hill towards the castle. And as you get near the castle itself, you notice outside the castle there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of... It starts off as crucifixes, then descends into every religious symbol you've ever seen, like staked into the ground outside the castle door. It looks like someone, or like a group of people have came and like staked all these sort of symbols outside the castle. You also notice like footprints seem to go around it, so it doesn't seem to be stopping anyone.
Yeah, this isn't doing shit.
By the castle door itself, you see a couple of old metal buckets. They look about 70-litre buckets, which I think, if I've converted right, is about just shy of 16 gallons. And they've all got this like layer of dried blood at the bottom of them. As you're sort of walking up the hill, you see the door open and the sort of scrawny figure before look out, make one step towards you, and as he sort of sees you, freezes, and you hear a "Hey, Bill!" Ching! And this bolt misses the figure by literally millimeters. And in the background you hear the sound of someone going,
My name is not Bill.
as you watch this figure slam the door shut and you hear the sound like hundreds of bolts back on the other side of the door.
Excuse us, we're not here to hurt you or give you over to Bill.
When you walk up to the door is covered in like every kind of like weapon mark you could imagine on the door. It looks like someone's tried to get in here like seriously and just not managed it, but there's like arrows stuck in the door, there's sword and mace marks and stuff on it. It looks like this door has withstood significant attempts to get in.
Could I fly up to the ramparts and
You can,
drop down that way?
When you fly up to the top, you see that there's a single chimney which is producing quite a lot of thick black smoke.
I don't want to go that way.
Well, any way in up there?
There's a chimney if you want to risk burning your biscuits.
No, I like my biscuits not burned.
Is there like a back door that we could go to? Or is this the only door?
You look around the castle, you find that there are several other ways in. All of them seem to have had boards like nailed across them, and they seem to have been sealed with some kind of metal, like liquid metal poured between, so it's like sealed shut.
Wow, they meant business. Well, this is looking like our only door.
Alright.
As you walk up to the door, you hear the sound of someone hyperventilating from the other side.
Hey, it's okay.
We're not gonna
I'm
hurt.
shouting that from above.
Like, we're not gonna hurt. We just wanted to talk.
At this point,
Talk.
you hear someone kind of going, I'll go later, I'll go later, I'll go later, I'll go later. He's out there, the birdman's there, the birdman's out there, he's out there, he's listening, he's watching me, the birdman.
The Birdman.
The bad man.
Bad men?
But also a bird person, yes.
Yeah, I was like, are they talking about you?
Anyone want to try reassuring him?
There a lock on the door? Can I just open it? Or is it just...
We heard some locks.
When you try and push the door is solid, it's not moving at all.
There are too many locks.
There doesn't seem to be any lock. It's kind of like the sort of solid metal studded door. Like it looks like it's reinforced heavily.
Would an animal handling work to try and calm him down a little bit?
You can give it a try, sure.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Roll, see how you get on.
No.
You try and calm him down, all you hear is the voice getting more and more panicked. And you occasionally hear like, it's like he's shouting at someone. But he seems to be like panicking to himself, repeating a sort of mantra of I'll go later, and then shouting at someone that seems to be talking to him. But you don't hear any other voices.
Should we go have a talk with Bill?
I mean, doesn't seem like there's any way that we're getting in here unless we go down that chimney. Maybe we throw water down the chimney, then go in?
It's still going to be hot.
That seems complicated.
I mean, we can try it if you want, but it's going to be toasty. I'm down. Just warning you.
Can anyone like magic the door in some way? Like, is that a possibility?
I mean,
I don't
I'm
know.
more of an expert in fire than I am in more of the gentle arts, but I could try, I guess.
Should we burn down the door?
I don't want to burn it down. Like, that's his only defense. This is his house.
Yeah, he's not feeling too great.
Well, he's squatting in there. I'm sure he's squatter's rights or something.
Well, we could unsquat him.
How do you propose to unsquat him?
I say we stake out here. When he comes out, I'll grab him by the collar and I'll shake him. And then that's all I got so far for a plan.
That's a sound plan. Anyway,
Can we do the grab but not shake?
No.
He sounds pretty shaken.
I only
as
know
is.
how to grab and shake. I don't know how to do one or the other.
I go up, and this is my last attempt. I'm gonna knock on it. It's like, hey, I got cow blood.
You have blood? You hear this sort of scrabbling sound, and you hear it's like someone's listening to the door.
Yeah, like cow blood. I don't know if you like cows or any type of a specific kind of blood.
A tiny, like almost letterbox-sized flap opens next to the door, and a very panicked, bloodshot eyes appear and looks through and goes, "Put it in the bucket. Put it in the bucket. Bucket. Fill the bucket. If you can get me a bucket full of blood, then the dreams will stop. The dreams will stop. The dreams will stop. We can sleep. We can sleep."
Yeah, I can do that. Give me a second, and if you do that, we can come in, right?
If you fill the buckets, then I can't let you in, but the dreams will stop and everyone will be okay.
What dreams?
The dreams. Just fill the bucket, please.
Right.
All right, we'll fill the bucket up a little later, and we'll make those dreams stop. How about?
No,
We'll come back with
I
what?
need it. It's essential. We don't have much time.
Who's we?
And at this point, you hear a sort of really loud creaking coming from the house. He goes, "Stop! I'm talking at them. They might help me." And then you hear Tom, "Hi again. I just need the blood. Just a bucket of blood. Nothing more. Just the blood."
Right. Just add that to the shopping list. 1 bucket of blood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, blood.
Oh, blood specifically.
With a
Cow
apostrophe.
blood.
Cow blood. Not sure
Cool.
how to get that, but
Right. So,
No, you don't understand. We don't have long. We need the
Oh.
blood.
How long do we have?
We don't have long. If we don't have the blood soon, the dreams will come back.
is dreams like you're going to sleep?
No, I can't sleep. The dreams are real. They're real.
Real. Oh. Why don't you just shake the devil out of
I
him?
don't know. It sounds there's someone in there that he's scared.
Well, I'm scarier.
And he's narrowing her eyes.
I'm quite scary. I got a sickle. I have a crowbar. Can I crowbar the door?
You can definitely try, but I don't think you're going to get much space into it.
How much space are we talking about when you say not much space?
The doors is pretty flush shut together, and there's definitely, like, you heard at least 8 or 9 locks go across. So even if you pried the door, unless you went somewhat to the hinges, you probably wouldn't get in. But it's a proper castle that the hinges are protected by outside frame.
we can get blood. We could talk to Bill over there.
We might be able to get more answers out of him if he gets the blood.
Yeah, so we can get blood.
Maybe Bill will have blood? It's a stretch.
Well,
Are you trying to murder
technically
Bill? And
No, not get blood from Bill. Bill has blood.
well, yeah, he has blood in his body, in his blood parts.
We're not
in his
gonna kill
body.
Bill.
in his fleshy stuff. So
Are we supposed to keep him alive?
we can either talk to Bill, we can go into town and get some blood somehow, some way, or
we could all put a little bit of our blood in the bucket because then we're willing and we don't have to steal it
I like my blood inside my body.
and we don't have to kill Bill.
I don't know why we're talking about killing Bill.
well, how much blood do we need to put in this thing?
How big is the bucket?
The bucket is about a 16-gallon bucket.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough.
We have
I'm
enough for
tiny.
like a few ounces, possibly. That's about it.
I ain't giving up no blood to a vampire.
I was just tossing it out there. It sounded like it would be easier. Did we see any cows on the way in?
No.
Shit.
Why don't we just fill it up with some stuff and say it's blood?
I think he's probably gonna know the difference.
Yeah, I mean,
But he'll open the
flap.
Grab him.
why are you obsessed with shaking the devil out of it?
Because I don't know much about vampires, but once I shake somebody, then I cut their head off.
Well, if you want to go that route, then let's just douse whatever fire's in the chimney and drop you in.
I don't want my biscuits getting burnt.
Well, what do you want?
I'm gonna kill.
I'm trying to give the options to do this.
This is what I say. We fill the bucket. We're like, yeah, there's blood in there. He's not gonna know.
Does he have to open the door in order to get the bucket?
Yeah, there's only a little flap.
The only flap he's opened so far is the sort of little tiny letterbox style one. He is still kind of looking out sort of occasionally, like, he's sort of looking at your huddle, trying to listen to what you're saying. Every so often you just hear him turn around and go, "Shut up!"
I don't think he's alone.
Yeah, I don't think he's alone. Either that or it's all in his head.
Whatever it is sounds dangerous.
We don't know that.
It's
it
something
could
that's
be
creaking
a little
in there.
baby. It could be a little baby.
If a vampire's yelling at something to shut up and to stop, it's probably not great.
Babies are loud. Babies talk incessantly.
Do you want to deal with a baby?
Yeah, I'll kill that baby.
What if it's like a demon baby?
I'll kill that demon baby.
Okay. I believe you would believe to do that.
Yeah.
So, what do we want to do? Go in town, find blood, talk to Bill.
I say we talk to Bill.
I'm for talking to Bill.
I guess we'll go talk to that asshole, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to, but like he might know
I'm
something
sure.
about some weird vampire besides shooting at him.
Yeah,
And if
sure.
he dies and we need to fill up a bucket of blood, then you know what? I'm not going to have any part of it, but it could happen. Just saying.
As we're getting into night, your next choices are staying at the castle, going to the inn, or going to the graveyard. As you're standing at the castle looking down, you do notice that Bill is sitting in the tree in the graveyard watching the castle, but most of the others seem to be going to the inn. It looks like some sort of impromptu town meeting.
Like, we could always go talk to Bill after, but I don't think this impromptu town hall is going to last forever.
Yeah, so I would do the impromptu town hall. Something is, unless it's talking about the stakes.
And maybe someone dies and we get their blood. And we give it to this guy.
Sure.
But it can't be that we killed him.
Yes.
If they just fall down dead in front of us, then that's God's way of saying use this body.
All right. Let's.
Impromptu.
Yeah.
Town hall. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go to impromptu town hall.
Okay, so you go back down the hill. Please, we don't have time. And as you make your way towards inn,
Oh dear.
there is a massive group of people inside.
Whoa.
And you notice Uwe standing at the front next to a rather large fat man with a moustache. And he goes,
Right, welcome everyone. We're going to have a town meeting, you see. And now, after speaking to Ernst,
the bald man said,
wait, I've been told that you'd like one without Jacob, is this correct? Something about him playing... What was the thing you said, Ernst? Devil something. Yes, Jacob plays devil something. Something about thinking about other people or something like that. I don't know. Jacob knows what it is. He'll fill you in later. But anyway, we're going to have a discussion about should we kick Bill out of town, because he's not doing his job, and I know that a lot of you are very unhappy with him after Mr. Goggins got shot. So, the floor is now yours. If anyone wants to be first to come up and tell why Bill should either stay or go, that would be appreciated.
so after about 5 minutes of watching people occasionally wander up and start complaining about how Bill punched them or yelled at them or something like that. You wanting to do anything at this point? Well, everyone's sort of discussing loudly how Bill's just a grumpy bastard.
Should we go talk to Ernst?
You can go talk to Ernst if you want.
I think so, yeah.
Sure.
So you walk up to him and he goes,
Well, who are you?
We're Bill's replacement.
at this point, Uwe Linden's going,
Oh, these are the spare vampire hunters I was telling you about, Ernst. We don't have the budget for more vampire hunters. Oh, don't be such a grumpy Gus, Ernst. We've got lots of money for vampire hunters. I mean, look at her plumage. It's gorgeous, isn't it? That would bring loads of people to come see her hunt this vampire.
I kept trying to tell you all. someone else was paying us, and you guys are okay.
If someone else is paying, that's even...
Yes,
Look,
so that
He sort of
helps.
slaps the fat man on the shoulder and says,
someone else is paying them. It's not our problem. It's even better. Don't like it. Don't like vampire hunters. The last one punched my wife. Well,
Oh,
yes,
we-
sons, but there was a grumpy one. These ones are much more friendly. Look at them.
Hey.
Can I do a little, like, harmless sparks off the edge of my wing tips in, like, a little flare, like, pizzazz kind of show?
I'm sure you could, yes?
Ernst is fine, slightly better than Bill, I suppose. Yes, there we go. Right,
Slightly better.
let's make a big song and dance about this. I think it's going to have a wonderful thing. One second, no, just skip. Yes, now, that's very good. That's very good. Now, who else has a problem with Bill? Jonathan, right? Jonathan, you start speaking. Right, everyone listen to Jonathan.
And sits back down and goes,
Right, sorry, what did I miss?
Do you know where we could get a bucket of blood?
Bucket of blood. Well, it's a big question,
for-
really. I mean,
it's
where do you
a-
source
it's
a
a-
bucket and where do you source some blood?
and Ernst is looking at you going,
What do you want a bucket of blood for?
We're trying to lure the vampire out and possibly distracted.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
grab him by the collar and then shake him.
The devil out of him.
Shake the devil out of him.
These are very strange vampire hunters, are they? Oh, Ernst, they're just different thinkers to Bill. It's wonderful, isn't it? It's good to have such a clean thought process.
at this point you hear a
Ha ha!
and everyone sort of goes silent for a second and looks to the door, and then they go cut back to a sort of scrawny young man who's trying to say that, Bill yelled at him in the street. And if he goes, well, whatever that sound was, I hope it was safely. Didn't sound too good. Anyway, and at this
Where'd
point
the sound
Ernst
come
turns
from?
to Uwe and goes,
I never have been obsessed with the tall one for a while. Yes, Ernst. I think I experienced it today. I think you should experience it too. No, Ernst. I'm far too old to. Wait a minute. Where do you get the funds to experience her from? That's not the. Ernst, have you been stealing from the council's funds?
and at this point the door is kicked open and Wilfred's standing there with this body draped over his shoulder, and he goes,
I have killed your vampire. Pay me and I'm gone, you pigs.
he throws the body down the floor. It's got an arrow through his chest and an arrow through the head, and he goes,
Now, pay up. He's dead. Let me get the fuck out of here.
I want to see his fangs.
you can go and look at the body if you want. As you
Man.
walk over to the body, Uwe goes,
Oh, Bill! Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And you killed the creature. Fantastic. Now, Jacob's not here, so I can't give you it from the council, but I'm sure Miss Sartarosa will fund your remaining payment. Will I fuck? Oh, go on, Sartarosa. Just give him the last of the money. Put it this way. The council will repay you and we can get rid of Bill.
and at this point Buffy's just standing there looking at his face like, I hate all of you. and she's like, well, if it'll get rid of that bastard out of my village, I'll give you it then. So she starts counting gold into a bag as you walk over to look at the body.
All right. I want to see if he actually has fangs.
You peel back the lip. He doesn't have fangs. He's got quite normal teeth. Slightly
Oh, it's
yellowed, but
disgusting.
normal teeth.
Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, it's gross. Oh, yuck. Oh.
Do we get a good look at the guy that had stepped out before running back into the castle?
It's basically the same guy. He's
Oh.
quite scrawny, mid-length white hair and a beard, and he's got very, very, very bloodshot eyes.
Do vampires normally not have fangs?
I don't care. I got paid to kill him. He's now dead. Pay me. I'm leaving.
Well, technically, you got paid to kill a vampire.
No, this isn't a vampire.
Yeah.
No.
So
I got paid to kill that creature.
And he points at it. And Uwe comes up at this point, hand Bill a bag of gold, and he goes,
Yes, well, we paid Bill to kill this vampire. This vampire's now dead. Thank you very much, Bill. Is the castle now empty?
and Bill goes,
I have not seen anyone else leave for the past 2 weeks apart from this creature.
and he kicks it one last time.
There is no one else there unless he has been feeding something, but he has no food, so who will he be feeding?
Well, I mean, he was talking to something in there.
Yeah.
He is mad. Look at him. Look at his eyes. He's crazy. And Luffy goes, oh, well, crazy ones do live alone, don't they? That's why I always love coming home to my wife. Now, I think it's for the celebration then. Shall we, as it were, crack the kegs and get on with it?
And everyone starts cheering and they start breaking out barrels of ale. Wilfred picks up the bag of gold and just goes,
I just want to say one last time, everyone, fuck you all.
That's what I expected, you son of a bitch.
What a pleasant man.
Fuck you too, bye!
and he walks out and starts walking towards the stables. At this point, you're standing outside the inn looking around. You see the castle door is now lying open. Do you want to remain in the sort of town square where everyone's getting drunk, or do you wish to go and look in the castle?
Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, look in the castle.
Castle.
You head up the hill towards the castle as you hear the sounds of definitely a party in full swing now, down in the inn. You see Wilfred jump on his horse and basically leave with his finger in the air at the town.
That's about right.
Castle door is lying open, and immediately when you walk in, there's like 2 or 3 more metal buckets with blood stains on the bottom of them.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my staff out now. Yeah.
It is the middle of the night, so it is pretty damn dark.
I got a torch.
I have a candle.
There you go. Those work.
I've got 6 candles. I can pass candles out.
I got some flint and tinder.
I got a torch.
I'll just light the place up.
I
Okay.
have 2 torches. So
Yeah, I'll take a torch.
I'll pass one
Thank
off to Behemoth.
Okay. So you all have torches now. So you make your way down the corridor behind where the locked door was. You eventually come to a small study, and from the left to the right, you see a table with a bag of what looks like oats on it, a bowl of half-eaten porridge. You see a quite a large leather-bound book. You see a fireplace with a fire that's almost burnt out. There's a rug in front of the fire and a quite large overstuffed leather chair with a blanket over it. And to the far right, there are 2 passages that look like they lead out of here. Both of them have been heavily barricaded with furniture. What do you do?
So the blanket that's on the chair, it's like draped over it, or is it like it's concealing somebody who might be sitting in it?
It looks like it was there for someone who was sleeping in the chair.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Well, vampires don't eat porridge.
Yeah.
What is the book on
Yeah,
the table?
I was gonna look at the book or go up.
You open the book and it's a detailed itinerary of the contents of the castle. It starts off by being things like, a antique bureau with all these intrinsic designs and stuff like that, and it starts off being quite detailed. As you flick through the pages, the detail seems to get less and less and less, and then as you get to the end pages, it's just "help me" written over and over again.
Probably fine.
Is the itinerary like dated?
It's not dated, it just seems to have like quantity and then an approximate value of all the furniture and stuff like that as it goes on.
Mhm.
So they were gonna loot the place.
I don't suppose we ever asked what killed the royal family, did we?
It was a plague.
She said it was a plague or something.
Plague.
Once they were dead, I guess like someone came in here and sold stuff off.
Yeah. Maybe
Trying to
that's
get
what Creepo was doing while he's
I don't know.
dead
This
now.
looks like he was like creating a barricaded safe space for himself. So
Can't be that safe. He was screaming at something.
all of the doors are sealed over.
And if he wasn't the vampire, then who was he getting the blood for?
I think the actual vampire.
Well, let's go find it, shake it, and kill it.
Shake the devil out of it.
That's your solution for everything, isn't it?
I don't know what to tell you. You're not having it. What's your plan?
I don't have
can't-
one, but we
I
don't
can't
even know.
disagree, but
I don't think I think we do need to do something like fight it, but I don't know if shaking it is.
Well,
Yeah, I
like,
don't think
see,
shaking a vampire is a good
See,
idea.
the great thing about shaking things is it like really disorients them. They're like, "What the f is going on?" Like, fuck, I'm dizzy," and then you chop their head off.
Just like that?
Yep,
Okay.
worked every time.
Alright. Alright, so they said there's 2 corridors, they're both blocked off.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way out of this room, besides where we just can. Well, I don't want to unbarricade it, so.
can I scurry outside and grab one of the crosses from out of the ground?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna do that. So I have my staff in one hand and a cross in the other.
Yep.
I'll be fine. Maybe.
All right, where's the vampire?
I pull out my holy water because I know.
All right, vampire, come on out. Gonna do a bit of shouting. Come on. Also, how is he feeding it the buckets of blood?
Well, I don't think we saw a straw.
Yeah.
He might just be tipping it into his face.
If we back out of this room, is there?
You can dismantle the barricades if you want.
Can we do a listen to see what's behind that?
There's awareness.
Can we do an awareness check, I guess?
Yeah, I want to do an awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do an awareness check, that's fine. All three of you hear the house is creaking and moving. It's like the house is like almost like pushing against its foundations and back again.
Everybody outside.
Yeah, I'm going to go out. I'm good. I'm good for the night. Thank you.
I want to see if the house is actually moving, or if it's just...
You walk outside and you have a look. The castle itself is not moving, but inside you definitely hear the sound of it creaking, like the whole place is like moving against its foundations.
I don't know how it would be.
If there's something's weird about the inside of the house, either.
Let's just go smash stuff in there.
I think we should investigate.
All right. You guys first. I'll take up the rear.
I'll take up the rear of the rear.
Smash a barricade.
Yes.
Okay, you smash through the barricade, reducing it to splinters. Reveals a long, very dusty-looking corridor.
Does the corridor look like anyone has been down it in a while?
No.
Okay, that's not the corridor we need to go. Let's check the next one.
Is there any doors in the corridor? Like,
Yep.
Am I smashing another thing?
You basically smash the other one. Again, it just leads to a very dusty corridor. You can walk around through the corridor. After about 20 minutes, half an hour of searching, you find that basically it leads to one of the doors that's already been sealed shut. But there's nothing else there of value.
How annoying. Should we just, I don't know, bring a horse here? I don't know.
why are we bringing a horse?
Where's the blood?
Where are we gonna deposit the blood?
Well, I mean, we could just bring the horse here and lure out to doing touching horses and then kill it.
Well, we know it was that scrawny dude touching horses. But...
Yeah, but he was trying to get the blood from him.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go back to the first room and see if there's anywhere obvious that this blood was going? Like if he sloshed it
Yep.
somewhere?
Yep, you can do a dungeoneering or tracking. So you come back and you notice that there's a couple of drops of blood. They seem to lead to the edge of the rug in front of the fire.
Oh.
I swear to God, if there's a trapdoor there.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm gonna move that rug.
Yep. You open the trapdoor. Again, you see a sort of trickle of blood leading down the stone stairs you reveal into a very, very dark passage leading down.
You can come up. It's fine. I don't want to go down. You should come up here. Hello? Hello?
Who actually opened the trap? I'm nowhere near
Me.
whoever opened it.
I'm just shouting into it.
Okay.
We're gonna go down there.
I'm gonna do awareness check. To see
Cut
if
your
I
head
hear-
off.
If I hear anything that's not the sound of the house.
Okay.
Well,
Roll.
house in the castle. Yeah.
All you can hear is the house creaking.
Let's just go. What the heck?
Okay, you descend down the stairs. Can I just check at this point what your light sources are, please?
I have a torch.
Candle?
Yeah, I have a candle.
So is it 2 torches, 2 candles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. You get to near the bottom of the stairs and you see in front of you there is a room, and in the middle of the room is a large stone sarcophagus.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's nasty, and I don't want to be here anymore. This was terrible. This was
Well, I
a
gotta
terrible
kill it, right?
So, was that dude that was killed like thrall, like a servant kind of?
Yeah, he's like a maid.
Sure.
Getting blood, bringing it back.
Your blood maid. Doesn't
Blood
everyone
maid.
have one?
Well, let's get in this rock box and chop some heads off, right?
rock box.
I don't know.
Rock box?
Stone.
So
Thing.
is someone pushing the lid of the sarcophagus?
Yeah, I'm gonna move the lid.
Yeah, nose goes on that.
Do a strength check if you want to move it. You shove the lid of the sarcophagus off the casket. It shatters on the ground into hundreds and hundreds of pieces, revealing a strong smell of blood and what looks like a very old, kind of dilapidated wooden coffin with a small gold plaque on it.
So there's no.
What's the plaque say?
It says, "God rest their souls."
So there's nothing in it. There's no one inside of it.
The coffin's sealed,
Oh, that's
We haven't opened the coffin yet.
but there's a
Get
very
in the good
strong
old
smell of
crowbar.
blood while you've opened the sarcophagus.
I'm
Why
going
don't
to
I
take
just
out
light
my
it on
holy
fire?
water.
Yeah, I took my whole out. I have like
Two-fisted holy water.
Double fisting.
Double fisting, yes.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad I actually met Americans that told me what that means.
Oh.
It can be whatever you want it to be. Whatever is funnier in this context. I'm gonna light it on fire with my staff, maybe.
You gonna open it, or are you gonna just set it on fire as is?
I'm just gonna set it on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, roll. You cast a fireball into it, the whole thing starts burning. There's a very strong smell of burning blood.
Good.
And at this point, can everyone do me an awareness check, please? All of you, with the exception of Evelyn, notice something. Very long, thick green tentacles crawling towards your legs.
What?
Because of your nat 20, you've stopped Evelyn from being picked up and swung around by one.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Good God, get out of the way! Fire! More fire!
So you notice about 4 green tentacles snaking along the floor from what looks like one of the walls. It's still quite dark over where it is, so it's up to you what you want to do now.
I'm gonna throw my torch over there.
Nice.
Okay, roll. Okay, you throw your torch over to where the sort of base of the tentacles. You notice one of the walls is like covered in a layer of drying blood, pulsing, almost like a heartbeat.
Gross.
And there's the more light that's near it, the more tentacles seem to slowly start pushing their way through and worming their way towards you.
Oh, fire's bad. I should not have done this. The whole house is a vampire.
Can I try and slice up one of those tentacles?
You can, yes.
Cool. I'm gonna sickle one.
You slice one of the tentacles clean, sort of whirlwinds around, spraying this thick green ichor everywhere.
Gross.
You notice as it, if any of it lands near the torch, it starts immediately catching fire.
Mmm.
So chop and fire.
Chop and fire.
Fire.
If she cuts something, I'm just gonna try and set it on fire. So
I will also help cut.
I will have that
With my-
sickle.
Okay, yep, you definitely slice one of the tentacles almost in twain. Again, more of this thick green ichor is like spraying everywhere. Again, manages to slice one of the tentacles in twain. Hanny
I was
unfortunately
trying
does
to-
not manage to get one of the tentacles, just manages to dodge out of her way.
darn it. Just catch fire, please. Nice.
Natural
More than
20.
that.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
cleave one of the tentacles completely in half. It like this thick green just covers the floor and then catches fire, and then the whole floor is ablaze.
Whoa.
Probably gonna head out.
At this point, the ground beneath your feet begins to shake.
Yep. Gonna run.
You don't want to get out of here.
Yeah.
So long.
You all just running out of the room?
Yeah. Probably before it all goes down on our heads.
Okay, so the blazing inferno is in front of you. You all run outside. As you run outside, you see most of the villagers are like collapsed drunk in a sort of stupor. A couple of them are still singing, but in the middle of them, next to the fountain, you notice Jacob with his hands outstretched in a sort of very thick black robe, and he goes,
Welcome, brothers and sisters. I bid you welcome. Ipsakok to our world.
and at this point you hear the sound of like ripping, and the castle behind you just splits into this gigantic frog-like creature with millions of eyes. Just rises like several hundred stories high, just rises from beneath the castle. Dawning sun is slowly blocked out by this creature as everything begins to turn to black.
Shit.
You have not saved the world. But, as the best segue we always do, you have not saved the world, but folk can come find you where you are and listen to your fantastic podcast. So,
Where
Who
we
are you? Where
also
can folk
failed
find
to
you?
save the world.
who are you? Where can folk find you? And tell us a bit about yourselves.
We are the Lovely Craftians. We are an all-female group playing Call of Cthulhu. We're based here in Chicago. You can find us lovelycraftianspodcast.com, or you can go on gosh, we're on basically everything. iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Google Podcasts. Basically, your favorite podcatcher, we're likely going to be on it. So swing on by. We have Twitter, we have Facebook. We're a lot more responsive on Twitter. So we're a lot more active there. You can always find us that way. We also regularly fail to save the world.
We're really good at not doing that.
Like, we catching something and then just not. So
we also have a Patreon. If you want some fancy bonus content, we're going to have our Halloween special go up early for our Patreon folks. So something to consider. Yeah, there you go. That's us.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you so much for having us. This was so fun.
More than welcome. As I've always said, I am the ever-loving fanboy of your work, so I love you guys.
Oh, goodness. Hey, we're just happy that you listen or that you like invited us to come play. This is
I love having you guys on. I always think it's a completely different atmosphere from anyone else. Because you guys are like not D&D, so you think of things like way differently from a lot of groups. So that's why I just love having you guys on. Anyway, thank you again to my guests this evening, and good night.
Night.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to this episode of our 2019 Open the Dungeon Halloween series. The story was written by Nikolai Pupsky and Artie McNeil, with all music by Daniel Boström. If you would like to be involved in future Halloween recordings, please send us a message at Penance RPG. This year's episodes are also a part of the All the Horror 2019 collaboration. Check out #AllTheHorror on social media for more gruesome goodies. If you would like to support Penance RPG in future projects, or just think you'd love to have our Halloween logo on a shirt from our recently opened Teespring, links can be found in the description. Until next time, good night out there, whatever you are.